The cryptocurrency revolution began to gain momentum in the late 2000s with the introduction of Bitcoin, but it was with the rise of platforms like Ethereum that the concept of blockchain became more widely established. Today, cryptocurrencies are not just an alternative to traditional money. They are a symbol of transformation in the global financial sector, bringing new possibilities for decentralization, transparency, and security. The cryptocurrency market now moves trillions of dollars and impacts various industries, from traditional banks to sectors like art, entertainment, and even real estate. Ethereum, one of the pioneering platforms in this revolution, is much more than just a digital currency. It is the foundation for smart contracts and a new generation of decentralized applications. Ethereum stands out for its innovation in comparison to Bitcoin, not just as a currency, but as a platform capable of building smart contracts, protocols that automatically execute agreements and transactions when specific conditions are met. This functionality has opened doors to a vast ecosystem of decentralized finance, DeFi, where users can lend, borrow, and trade assets without traditional financial intermediaries like banks. Ethereum has also been the foundation for the boom in non-fungible tokens, NFTs, redefining digital ownership and creating a new digital art market. Ethereum's role as a catalyst for this change cannot be underestimated, and by 2025, it is poised to enter a crucial phase of its evolution. In 2025, the big question is, what does the future hold for a platform that has already transformed so many industries and profoundly changed the global financial system? Ethereum is on a journey to overcome its most significant challenges, including scalability and energy consumption, and is already preparing for a version 2.0 that promises to be faster, cheaper, and more efficient. However, the real question is whether it will be able to continue leading in a space that is changing so quickly, with new solutions and platforms trying to overcome its limitations. What lies ahead for Ethereum in the coming years will be decisive for its legacy and the impact it will continue to have on the world. Since its creation, Ethereum has stood out for its innovative proposal, which went beyond the simple idea of digital currency. While Bitcoin focused on being a decentralized alternative to traditional money, Ethereum aimed to be a platform that enabled the creation of smart contracts, that is, self-executing agreements designed to be carried out without the need for intermediaries. This feature made Ethereum one of the cornerstones of the decentralized economy, enabling the creation of numerous decentralized applications, dApps, ranging from financial solutions to games, healthcare, governance, and much more. The ability to develop and execute contracts directly on the blockchain gave rise to a new business model and opportunities far removed from traditional centralized models. With the creation of smart contracts, Ethereum not only enabled transactions without intermediaries, but also paved the way for the rise of the decentralized finance, DeFi, sector. DeFi seeks to replicate conventional financial services such as loans, insurance, and cryptocurrency exchanges, but without relying on banks or traditional financial institutions. Through the Ethereum platform, these services are provided via smart contracts, enabling anyone around the world to participate in the financial system regardless of their location or economic situation. This decentralization of power and control was one of Ethereum's greatest innovations and continues to be a key driver of its success. In addition to its utility in decentralized finance, Ethereum also became the primary platform for non-fungible tokens, NFTs. These tokens have enabled the creation and trading of unique digital assets, such as art, music, and gaming items, with verifiable digital ownership. NFTs created on the Ethereum network are non-transferable and immutable, making them ideal for representing ownership of digital objects. By providing a secure and transparent platform for these assets, Ethereum created an entirely new market, which expanded to unforeseen levels. The impact of NFTs on the digital art market, entertainment, and the collectibles industry has been immense, and Ethereum was the protagonist of this revolution. Ethereum 2.0 is a fundamental upgrade to the platform, designed to address some of the most noticeable limitations of the original Ethereum, primarily related to scalability and energy consumption. In the current model, Ethereum's blockchain uses the proof-of-work (POW) consensus mechanism, which requires vast computational resources to validate transactions. While this model has been effective, it has led to high costs and a significant environmental impact. With Ethereum 2.0, the platform is transitioning to proof-of-stake (POS), which promises to be more efficient, sustainable, and scalable. In POS, validators are selected to create new blocks based on the amount of ETH they hold and are willing to stake on the network, rather than relying on massive computational power. This change not only reduces energy consumption significantly, but also paves the way to improve the speed and transaction processing capacity of the Ethereum network. Instead of relying on miners, as in POW, POS allows more transactions to be processed in less time, making the platform more scalable. The introduction of shards, data partitions, in Ethereum 2.0 will also contribute to increasing the network's capacity by dividing the data processing into different parts or shards, allowing more transactions to occur simultaneously without overloading the network. With this, Ethereum 2.0 promises to resolve one of the biggest challenges faced by the platform and ensure that it can grow with the increasing global demand. The transition to Ethereum 2.0 is a complex and gradual process, with several stages being implemented over the coming years. By 2025, it is expected that much of the migration to the new system will have occurred, with the network becoming faster, cheaper, and more efficient. This change also represents an opportunity for Ethereum to reaffirm its role as a leader in the cryptocurrency and decentralized technology space. However, there are still issues to be resolved, such as security and the adaptation of users and developers to the new system. The mass adoption of Ethereum 2.0 could be a turning point for the platform, establishing it as the main blockchain infrastructure solution. Or will the emerging space of competing blockchains challenge it? Scalability has always been one of Ethereum's biggest challenges. Since its creation, the platform has dealt with congestion issues, especially during periods of high demand. As a result, transaction fees, known as gas fees, have risen significantly, making network use more expensive and less accessible, especially for smaller transactions. By 2025, Ethereum's scalability is expected to be revolutionized with the implementation of various solutions, the most significant being the introduction of shards and roll-ups technologies. Shards are essentially divisions of the blockchain that allow different parts of the network to process transactions simultaneously. This solves the congestion problem because the workload is distributed across multiple parts of the blockchain. Additionally, roll-ups are a second-layer scalability solution that batches multiple transactions into a single bundle, sending them to the main network more efficiently and at a lower cost. These innovations are crucial for ensuring that Ethereum can meet the growing demand for transactions while maintaining its decentralization and security, characteristics that make it so valuable. With this, the platform will be better equipped to face the challenges of being the infrastructure for global payments and smart contracts at scale. However, despite the expected improvements, scalability will not be a challenge solved overnight. The process of implementing these solutions will be gradual, and Ethereum will need to ensure that all parts of the network are compatible and secure. By 2025, The platform will likely be at an advanced stage of transition, but will still be evolving to ensure scalability is effective in the long term. The proposed solutions are not just a technological upgrade, they are an attempt to ensure that Ethereum remains the platform of choice for developers and companies looking to create high-quality, decentralized applications with low transaction costs. Decentralized finance, or DeFi, is one of the biggest phenomena driven by Ethereum. At its core, Ethereum made possible the creation of a financial network without intermediaries, where anyone, anywhere in the world, can access services such as loans, insurance, investments, and asset exchanges, all in a decentralized manner without the need for a traditional bank or financial institution. Instead of relying on banks or other centralized financial entities, smart contracts on the Ethereum network allow users to transact directly with each other, with security, transparency, and no need to trust a third party. With the exponential growth of DeFi, by 2025, Ethereum will be even more fundamental to the evolution of this ecosystem. Innovations like liquidity pools and yield farming, techniques for optimizing returns with digital assets, are already attracting billions of dollars to the network. Platforms like Uniswap and Compound, which operate entirely on Ethereum, provide a robust alternative to traditional banking systems. This not only democratizes access to financial services, but also opens up new opportunities for investment and wealth management for individuals worldwide. Additionally, as Ethereum 2.0 becomes more efficient, DeFi is expected to become even more accessible and cost-effective, attracting an even larger audience. However, DeFi is not without its challenges. As its popularity grows, concerns about security, fraud risks, and vulnerabilities in smart contracts arise. Ethereum, as the leading platform for DeFi, will need to find ways to effectively address these risks to ensure users continue to trust the platform. In 2025, the regulation of DeFi will also be an important issue to watch. Ethereum could become one of the most regulated platforms, which may bring more security to users, but could also impact the decentralized nature that made it popular. The evolution of DeFi will be directly linked to the success of Ethereum 2.0 and its ability to resolve these issues efficiently. Ethereum's impact on the NFT, non-fungible token market, has been revolutionary, especially in the digital art sector. NFTs represent unique digital assets with ownership registered and secured by the blockchain, and Ethereum became the main platform for creating, trading, and authenticating these tokens. This radically changed the art market, allowing digital artists and content creators to sell works and collectibles in a secure and transparent manner. Instead of relying on traditional art galleries or auction houses, anyone can now create, buy and sell digital art through smart contracts on Ethereum, with authenticity and traceability guaranteed. By 2025, the NFT market will continue to grow, but with new dynamics and innovations. Digital artworks, collectibles, and even in-game items can be created and sold in even more sophisticated ways, with the integration of augmented reality, AR, and virtual reality, VR, offering new ways to experience and interact with art. Furthermore, the possibilities of licensing and automatic royalties are some of the most attractive features of NFTs created on Ethereum, allowing creators to continue profiting from their works with each resale without the need for intermediaries. Therefore, Ethereum becomes a platform not only for digital art, but also for any type of unique and valuable digital asset. However, like any emerging technology, NFTs also face challenges. The volatility of NFT prices has generated both excitement and concern, and market regulation remains an open issue. Additionally, the environmental impact of NFTs due to the high energy consumption associated with Ethereum has been a growing concern. While the transition to Ethereum 2.0 with proof of stake may partially address this issue, the future of NFTs will depend on how these challenges are overcome. By 2025, the NFT market will be more mature, with new forms of regulation and innovation, and Ethereum will undoubtedly be the leader of this virtual ownership revolution. As Ethereum and cryptocurrencies in general gain more popularity, the pressure for regulation increases. The decentralized nature of Ethereum, which enables financial transactions without the need for intermediaries, has been a concern for governments and financial institutions around the world. The lack of clear regulation raises questions about security, protection against fraud, and the possibility of misuse for illegal activities such as money laundering or financing criminal activities. On the other hand, Ethereum's decentralization can also be seen as an opportunity to reduce excessive governmental control and promote a freer, more open economy. By 2025, Ethereum is expected to face a more regulated environment. Countries like the United States, the European Union, and China are already discussing how to integrate cryptocurrencies into their legal systems. And soon, Ethereum will be subject to new laws aiming to balance innovation and security. The introduction of clearer and fairer regulations could bring benefits, such as greater protection for investors and wider adoption by businesses and consumers. However, the implementation of stricter rules could also put Ethereum in a dilemma. Can it maintain its decentralized and open character, or will regulations restrict its potential and innovation? The answer to this question will be crucial for Ethereum's future in the coming years. Regulations on cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum, may also have a direct impact on the global market. If regulations become too severe in certain regions, there could be a movement of businesses and users to more cryptocurrency-friendly countries. This would create a phenomenon of global fragmentation, with different jurisdictions treating Ethereum differently, which could affect its large-scale adoption. By 2025, Ethereum's regulatory landscape will be clearer, but there will still be a significant debate about the best balance between innovation and regulation. Sustainability has become an increasingly important issue in every sector, and Ethereum is no exception. When the platform was created, the proof-of-work (POW) model required a considerable amount of energy to validate transactions, which generated a series of criticisms about its environmental impact. Miners compete to solve complex mathematical problems, and this competition consumes vast amounts of electricity. As concern over climate change grows, the energy efficiency of blockchain platforms like Ethereum has become a crucial point of discussion. With the transition to Ethereum 2.0 and the new proof-of-stake (POS) consensus model, the platform promises to drastically reduce energy consumption. Instead of relying on energy-hungry miners to validate transactions, POS allows validators to be chosen based on the amount of Ether they hold and are willing to stake on the network, which eliminates the need for massive mining centers. This not only makes Ethereum more energy efficient, but also positions the platform as a leader in sustainable blockchain practices. By 2025, the adoption of POS and complementary technologies is expected to help further reduce Ethereum's carbon footprint, addressing the growing demand for greener solutions across industries. However, sustainability on Ethereum is not limited to energy consumption. The platform is also exploring alternatives like carbon offsetting, where it invests in projects to neutralize the CO2 emissions generated by the network. In the long run, Ethereum could evolve into a greener model, utilizing renewable energy sources and other emerging technologies. By 2025, sustainability will be a key factor in ensuring Ethereum's acceptance and adoption, not only among developers and investors, but also among users who value environmentally responsible practices. Therefore, Ethereum's future largely depends on its ability to balance innovation with environmental responsibility. Interoperability between blockchains has been one of the biggest limitations faced by the cryptocurrency industry. While Ethereum is one of the most popular platforms, there are many other blockchains in the market, such as Bitcoin, Solana, and Cardano, and all of these platforms operate in isolation, making it difficult to exchange data and assets between them. This creates a fragmented ecosystem, where each blockchain operates as an island, limiting opportunities for collaboration and joint growth. For Ethereum, the ability to integrate and interact with other blockchains will be crucial in ensuring its leadership role in the future of finance and decentralized technologies. By 2025, interoperability is expected to be one of the biggest focuses for Ethereum and other blockchain platforms. The introduction of solutions such as bridges and cross-chain will allow different blockchains to communicate and share information and assets in a secure and efficient manner. Ethereum has already invested in protocols like Polkadot and Cosmos, which aim to connect different blockchain networks, and as the technology matures, Ethereum is expected to facilitate transactions between different platforms without the current limitations. This movement will not only make transactions faster and cheaper, but also enable Ethereum to become a central part of a global ecosystem of interconnected blockchains. Interoperability will also be essential for the future of DeFi, where Ethereum plays a central role. By connecting various DeFi platforms across different blockchains, users will have access to an even greater range of financial products and services, increasing liquidity and investment options. However, interoperability also presents challenges, particularly in terms of security and the reliability of bridges between blockchains. By 2025, the Ethereum community will need to overcome these hurdles to ensure that interoperability is an advantage, not a risk for users. The success of interoperability could ultimately define the future of Ethereum and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. Ethereum finds itself at a pivotal moment in its journey. By 2025, the platform will likely be more mature, with advanced solutions for scalability, sustainability, and interoperability, making it one of the top choices for developers and investors in the blockchain ecosystem. The transition to Ethereum 2.0 with the new proof-of-stake (POS) model will not only address energy consumption issues, but will also pave the way for a faster, more efficient, and secure network. The impact of this change will be profound, allowing Ethereum to handle a growing number of transactions and dApps while enabling the creation of a new generation of decentralized solutions. However, Ethereum's future in 2025 is not without challenges. Global regulation of cryptocurrencies will be a determining factor in the platform's continued success. While regulation may bring more security and trust, it could also jeopardize the fundamental principle of decentralization that made Ethereum so appealing. Additionally, the increasing competition from other blockchains and the evolution of interoperability solutions will present further challenges for the platform, requiring constant innovation to maintain its leadership. Ethereum will need to navigate these issues carefully to ensure that its positive impact on the world of cryptocurrencies and decentralized technology is sustained. Still, Ethereum's potential is undeniable. Ethereum's promise as the backbone of a decentralized digital economy continues to expand, with new applications and opportunities emerging every day. If Ethereum can overcome the hurdles that lie ahead, it may solidify its position as an essential platform in the future of finance, digital art, decentralized solutions, and much more. What does the future hold for Ethereum in 2025? Will it be the platform that continues to shape the next digital era, or will we see the rise of new competitors capable of challenging it? The stage is set, and what happens in the coming years will determine Ethereum's lasting impact on the world.